Hey guys, welcome to a great review on the Pink Ranger, the Pink MMPR, or the Pink ZyuRanger that is a limited edition from Bandai. Now this is the SH Figuarts range, which is a great one, and the packaging is slightly different from the others. Now I'm guessing this is just for the limited edition web exclusive, so this looks absolutely amazing. They've got rid of the see-through box, and all it is now is just literally a artwork picture of the Pink Ranger in a pose with a bow. So let's have a look at the rest of the box. So as you can see here on the back, you have the Pink Ranger in multiple positions, one with her bow and arrow, one with her other weapons that she uses in the show. At the top you see a lovely whole range of text in English telling you that it's a simple style and heroic action, and it tells you a little bit more. At the bottom you have more of the Japanese text, so this is quite a cool little thing to add on to all the others and keep within the whole range of all the other figures. On one side of the box you have a lovely detail of the character in one position, and on the other side of the box you have her with one of her weapons. So inside the box is quite cool. You have lots of different things and multiple hands, more than the White Ranger had, and something which I've never seen before is the fact that there's one of the hands that's actually holding the arrow. This is really cool. This is something cool and unique. I've said cool so many times. So you have the main figure, her bow and her weapons that she uses through the show. Now this stands out really well, and the color of the actual figure is amazing. The detail that you can see, and we're going to look a bit closer into that in a second. So you have more hands, you have one with her actual arrow in the hand, which is again amazing, and I've never actually seen that before, and I'm so glad that they gave her more hands this time than say the White Ranger, well, that came out before her. So let's have a look at the figure, let's crack it open and see what you get inside. And here she is, the most beautiful Pink Ranger I have seen in a long time. And so literally, I really like the way that the color and the Ranger absolutely stands out on this. The detail is fantastic, and the helmet is amazing as well. There's a lot of detail all around. From the white diamonds to the pink diamonds to the skirt to the knee joints to everything, this Ranger is amazing and is definitely one of my favorite Pink Rangers. The first one is Gokai Pink, but this one is definitely one that will stand out for you and definitely worth having in your collection. She is just absolutely stunning, and I cannot wait for them to bring out the entire team so that we actually have a proper, unique, dynamic team that looks absolutely amazing. So let's have a look at all the different parts of her so we can actually appreciate this figure in a lot more detail. So here we go, we have the top part of the Pink Ranger, the main part that has the most detail. So as you can tell through the helmet, it's a very nicely shaped visor with the mouthpiece standing out, and then the neck that isn't too long. Previously with the White Ranger, the neck was a lot longer and it looked a bit off to me, and I don't know if that was the way that the helmet was meant to be, or if it was meant to kind of be weird, or it was meant to stand out for better posing or something. So at the top you have the diamonds, which look very unique, as well as very stand outish. And again, the top parts of the arms have the parts where they move up and down. So I think what they've done with this is, rather than having it just nothing there and the arms moving up and down, you have the kind of the shoulder parts, the things that carry on the diamond shapes through the costume. You have normal ball joints, which then make the arms move up and down, and also the armbands, they stand out quite well. As you can see, the morpher that she has on her belt is very cool, and I also think that if you can see really closely, it also has a pterodactyl, and this is something that I like. They're putting a small personal touch onto this, rather than just leaving it blank or just a gold coin. They did it with the Red Ranger, and I think they did it with the Green Ranger as well, and this really puts a lot of detail into the figure, and this is a great addition to it. So let's have a look at some of the other parts of the actual figure. We're having a closer look at the belt area as well as the skirt. Now the only other thing is, I've noticed that the detail on the white is slightly lower, and you can still see kind of like the printing, like where they've cut it or tried to indent it. Looking at the power morpher, yes, there is a little picture. It's not a big one, obviously, because the item is extremely small, so they wouldn't be able to get the whole pterodactyl in. On the morpher there are black lines. This is pretty much like they had the stickers on the 1993 morpher over here, and then whenever it came out in ZyuRanger. in Japan. You have the holster, which is right there, which looks kind of cool. It doesn't kind of match the whiteness of the other parts, and it kind of stands out a little bit like it's a darker white, kind of like a dirtier white, but it looks kind of cool. So now we're going to look at the boots and also the knee joints as well for this Pink Ranger. So here we go, we have a look at the legs, the knee joints so that you can pose it in any position, as well as the boots. Now the boots are really a bit weird. Now I've noticed that with the pink diamonds you actually can see that there is a small part where the indent is and that they've not really finished it to go up to the line. Now I noticed this again on the skirt just a little bit, so I don't know if this is just one or two of them or if this is a complete thing through the entire line, that they've just not been able to get there just right. So this is a little bit worrying, but this is also kind of cool. From a far away distance you can actually see that there is a lot of detail. With the feet you can also pose it in any way that you want. This is with all the figures that they've ever released, and also with the ball joints. It's very easy to do. So if she's not standing up correctly, you can adjust the feet just to the correct surface, and as therefore she can stand up and pose. So now we're going to look at the back of the figure and see what's up there. So with the back of the figure, it looks actually more detailed than the front for some strange bizarre reason to me. Now you can see that there is a line on the back of the helmet which is in great detail. The neck again isn't too large, and it doesn't look too large on the back like it did with the White Ranger. The diamonds meet in the middle and look really cool, as well as the actual joints. You can see where the actual arm is, and that where they can move up and down, which is good. You have the elbow joints as well, and the pink diamonds on the actual cuffs. Again, looks like what they've done is they've just not been able to go up straight to the line, but then again that could just be a printing fault. The belt actually has the iconic belt buckle at the back, so it looks like it's actually completely joined rather than just a round circle. So again, they've paid up quite a lot of detail. You can see the holster as well, which, as I've mentioned before, looks a little bit weird because of the different colour. So I don't know the reason why they've done that, where you've got a really nice bright white, this one you've got quite a dull white, which is kind of weird. So as you can tell with the skirt, the line of the white doesn't go completely up to the indent as it does normally, but again this could just be a printing fault. You have the line that goes down the skirt, which means that it could have separated or was just like in the show with the material. So this is kind of a cool touch, and I really like it. On the back of the legs you have the actual ball joints, and then you also have the knee joints. Now this is kind of cool. What I found out through previous ones is that you can actually bend the legs back and then you can bend them even further. So this is a cool little technique just in case that you need to actually have an action pose or just a random pose indeed. Again, as I've mentioned, when you look at the pink diamonds, it's a little bit off, but they look really cool from either close up or far away. And as you can see that there is a line for where you'd normally see where the boots would go up. Now I've never really seen this that much, even when reviewing the red and green Ranger. So this is kind of cool. I really like the fact that they've done this with the figure, and looks really nice. So now we're going to do kind of a test and see exactly how to bend the joints as well as move certain parts of the figure. So here we are, we're going to bend the arm. Let's just try moving this here. So you can see that the arms move really easily, and the joints work really well. So you can move the arm up and down, as well as this little part here could be moved to kind of have the arm in the right place, and kind of like a stop gap, I kind of reckon. So we look at the other one works very well. Now going back down to the legs, you can see that when we talked about the knees bending as well as the feet, that they can bend very easily. So this is an awesome little thing that all the Figuarts have, which is kind of cool. So it just means you can get into any sort of pose. The arms and the hands move around like this, so you can easily take it off to add on to any other hand that you want. So this is a normal thing that you get with all the Figuarts, apart from the White Ranger, because you didn't really get many parts of that. The head can move around just like this, and again looks absolutely fine. So yeah, again with the White Ranger you had a really long neck for some strange reason, where this one is absolutely fine. With the Pink Ranger you get her weapons, which is her power bow and an arrow. Now normally I actually thought that the arrow would come separately and that you had to place it in a hand, but what they've actually done is they've actually incorporated it into one of the hands, and this is actually quite cool and quite different. I've never really seen it with any of the Figuarts. As we look closer at the bow, we can tell that there's quite a lot of detail on this. Normally it would just be a few stickers or something, but we can tell that the shape and design is very, very cool. And to be honest, I'd actually get this made into a proper weapon just to have above my bed or something. But this is really cool. I really like the design and I really like what they've done with it. So this is a great addition to the weapons, and we all know that when the other Figuarts for the MMPR range or the ZyuRanger comes, we can add them together to make the power weapon. So this is awesome and I can't wait for it. With the Pink Ranger, you get the Ranger Stick and the Thunder Slinger. Now this is really cool because you have a lot of detail on them, and it is amazing. With the Red Ranger and the Red Armored Ranger, I think you get them both with it. I definitely know with the Red Ranger you do. So I don't know if you get it with the Armored Red Ranger. So when we get that, we'll actually have a look at it properly. So with the Ranger Stick, it is in stick mode, and with the Thunder Slinger, it actually has gun mode attached with the Thunder Slinger. Now I don't know why they didn't give you the Ranger Stick with the gun mode, because that would be quite cool. We know that we've seen all the Rangers on each other's shoulders and actually pointing the weapons, I think, towards each other to create that final attack. So it's kind of weird and kind of not that they've not included it, but I guess with the Thunder Slinger with the gun mode, that's kind of cool added onto it. So this is unique and very nice, and I really like it. With any of the Figuarts, you get quite a few hands, apart from the White Ranger that hardly got any hands. But with this one, you've got the standard hands to actually hold the weapons, as well as have them to pose. So this is quite cool adding them on. Now, if you have any of these, you'll find that they are quite hard at first to actually attach to the actual figure, but when you actually get them kind of loose in a way, they actually slitting and slot on quite good. So this is quite cool. So again, you get an assortment of hands to actually pose, but as many people don't know, you can actually put all the other ones on, so you don't actually have to stick with the conventional hands that you get with the Rangers. So why not add the Gokaiger's hands so you get a better posing? That's all you can do with it. So that's kind of cool. I like the fact that you can have interchangeable hands with them all, and it's not just one set. And here she is in all her glory with her power bow and her Ranger Stick. This is awesome. The amount of detail that you can do, as well as pose her in different ways, is just absolutely awesome. The figure stands out really, really well, and when you have it on display, it looks quite cool. Now, one thing I've noticed is when trying to pose it like the box, when you try and get the arrow to go just where her hand is, it's quite hard because the hand flips up. But other than that, this would be awesome enough just to put as a display, and I would highly recommend the actual Pink Ranger. What I did notice with the arrow is that if you can see, the actual pink bleeds into the white, and this is not what I like about it. I know that you have fine details of the hands, but this is one thing that I think that they could have done, is try to have tidied up the paint. Apart from that, it's absolutely stunning. But the one thing I've noticed is on this figure there are a few flaws, which I'll go in at the very end. I'm so glad that I actually get to have this figure in my collection. I've been waiting for something like this to come out for a long time, and as the Figuarts come out, I'm going to be collecting both the ZyuRangers and the Mighty Morphing Power Rangers. Now with this figure, I think it's great, and it's my second favourite Pink Ranger that I have in my collection. The only downsides to this actual figure itself are some of the paint jobs, including the white underline on the skirt, as well as some of the pink in the diamonds on the hands and the legs. I kind of wish that they'd really coloured them in properly, but from far away you can't really see it. Only when you get up close and personal, then that's when you can see them. Now, I like the fact that they did something with the bow and arrow, that the hand is able to actually hold the arrow, or it's actually connected to it. The only downside to that one is having the pink running into the white on that one, but then again, if you're going to be posing with it, not many people can see it. It's only at a certain angle. Now, the only other thing I can think about is the box. The box is very, very nice, but I kind of wish that they kept with the same theme all the way through, which is a see-through box, and then later on you'd be able to see what comes up with like the artwork. Now, I don't know if this is something to distinguish it from the limited edition or to the standard one, so if you know, guys, put your comments down below. So that is the Pink Ranger. She looks absolutely stunning and a great thing, so I'm glad to add it to my collection. So tell me down below, guys, what do you think? Do you think this is a great figure? Would you get one yourself? Let me know down below in the comments, and if you've liked this video, like, favorite and subscribe, and I shall see you for the next one.